G'day guys, welcome back to an art adventure. It's been ages since I've done a 3-marker challenge, so let's try that today. See what colors I can get and draw something. Okay, we have, wow, RV09. YR04, this is going to be explosive color. And V01. Alright, to recap, we have RV09 fuchsia, YR04 chrome orange, V01 heath. Let's go on an art adventure and see what we can make. If you've been following my channel for a while, you would have seen my I Have a Secret video where I showed and revealed that I've been doing portraits from redditgetsdrawn as practice. And so I decided to do another one of those for this, except this time I'm using my Express It blending journal. I picked up it in Australia for $14.60 Australian dollars a couple of years ago. Art supplies are pretty expensive in Australia. And the reference photo is coming from user Tashana, or something similar to that. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. It's a great photo. I think it's of her boyfriend. Drawing people with, or guys with long hair is really interesting, and facial hair is also really interesting to me as well. So for both of those reasons, I was super excited as soon as I saw this photo, but I was worried about the colors that I received. I wasn't sure if it wasn't going to work at all, but I am pretty happy with what I end up coming up with in the end. First of all, the sketch though. So this sketch was done in less than 20 minutes, probably around 15 minutes. I'm trying to do these sketches quickly as part of my practice and to get better not only at, I guess, accuracy, but to develop a style that's fast and fun and something that I enjoy doing. So it's not really that accurate. Sorry to Tajana or her boyfriend for that. But thank you for the lovely photo to use, and I hope that you still like the photo anyway. And I also have been kind of pushing forward this style that I've been developing for portraits where things are quite angular and lots of straight lines. And I think the line work comes out okay, and it's always really fun for me to also use a black liner. Some people, I think, feel that using black or white for 3-marker challenges is cheating. So if you're one of those people, sorry, I'm going to be using a black liner for this. I don't use any white though. And I'm really pretty happy overall with the line work, but I'm not so sure it looks so much like the reference photo that you can see in the top right-hand corner. But overall, it's a fun, quick sketch. And then I go into the line work with a Zebra Sensations brush pen. I believe this is the medium one, and I also use the larger one later on. They have a kind of plastic nib that's firm but flexible, so you can get varying line weight. And they're completely Copic marker proof, so they're super fun for me to use. And I really recommend those pens if you've never tried them before. I got some in an Art Snacks, 3 versions of them in an Art Snacks, 3 different sizes. And I also got one in a Powerful Pack. I love them so much. And so the line work's done pretty quickly. I do a little bit of cross-hatch shading, but not too much at that stage. And then I just am really excited to get into the Copic markers, so I just dive into those. At first, I think I'm going to be using the pinks for the skin. So I think it's V01 and RV... can go back to the beginning or something. It's the fuchsia one. I'm thinking that I'm going to do the skin tones with that and maybe a combination of the light and orange for hair, or use the orange to go around the hair and keep the hair white. But I quickly changed my mind, and soon after laying down some pinks and things getting super intense, because that fuchsia is, wow, so powerful, I also realized that the difference in saturation or brightness is just too extreme between the pinks. And in fact, it's the orange and the fuchsia that are closer in value and are going to be able to blend best. And so I decide to change tactics and try to get the skin happening with a combination of the orange and fuchsia. And thankfully, or I think so anyway, it works pretty well for what I was aiming for, a kind of pop art, interesting graphic style. and I just do some lighter touches and highlights with the light pink and also save some of that for his hair. I thought it was also really fun to play with the facial hair, the beard and eyebrows and moustache with the fuchsia and bright pink rather than just do them in black. And I decided to also push that graphic style by putting some kind of colored lines in the background as well. I'm really happy with that effect and the overall piece. And then I finished things up with just thickening some of the line work with the black ink pens and doing some fine refining details. So that's pretty much the portrait itself. If you haven't seen my previous video, I'll put a link up or a card for you to follow in the corner. And I also recommend, if you've never used Reddit before, to consider trying it out and to go to the subreddit redditgetsdrawn, where you can find a whole bunch of reference photos to be able to practice your drawing with and hopefully develop a style or get faster or get better or all of those things. And I've definitely noticed over the last few months of doing this, although I should do it more regularly, that I have improved in speed. Maybe I've improved in accuracy a little bit, but I'm not really aiming for that too much unless I really go slow. And I'm also really happy with the style that I'm developing. It's just really fun. And of course, it's super fun to try a 3-marker challenge. If you've got any markers, like Copic markers or even water-based markers, or any alcohol markers, I really recommend trying out something like a 3-color or a 5-color or a 10-color marker challenge. It can really surprise you for a whole range of reasons. In this case, I feel like the orange and pink of the fuchsia go really, really well together. It's a really interesting combination, and I'm really happy with the overall effect. I hope that the person who posted this to Reddit, I think it's Tajana, is really happy with this as well, but sorry if it's a little bit too graphic or not realistic enough. And thank you anyway for sharing your photo for us to use. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon for another art adventure. Remember, create more and consume less. Take care.